Your dad, before he ever owned the territory, he was a top baby face through the 50s. He was, you know, he was establishing his reputation.
Russell the real Gorgeous George. I got pictures of him on the wall.
That's what I was going to say. When you're watching your dad, and you're entering your teens
I was
there.
going to tell you. You know how many people they drew? I'm going to tell you what. You think wrestling is big in this day and age? We're going to talk about New York, drawing big crowds and everything else. You know, well, back then, my father wrestled Gorgeous George in the football stadium in Amarillo, Texas. And with the football stadium held like 8,500 people. And the ringside held another 1,000. And there was like 62,000 people in the city. So you were drawing about 20% of the population. Well, they don't draw that anymore to any type of sport.
If they did that in New York, it'd be 1.3 million people or whatever at this point.
Boy, you're quite a mathematician.
Well, I just come completely out of my ass with that.
It did. You just did it.
Just boom.
It's amazing.
You know. Of course, it's a completely bogus figure. I have no idea.
I'll bet it is not.
It'd be close. It'd be close.
I know it.
Well, who were the guys that you like? Because I know when I was a teenager, and you were one of them, I've stolen things from you.
Hey, now, am I that old?
Well, no,
I am.
You know, But who were the guys you liked to watch that you stole something from when you got into business later on, either in the ring or as a promo or just body language?
I loved them all. Loved Johnny Valentine. I thought he was a great in-ring performer. He'd go into the ring and he was so solid and so wonderful in the ring that he would go into a territory. He really would back in, and all of the boys would look at him. You know, he could go into any territory, no matter how bad a shape it was in, and he could bring it up. And all the boys would watch him, and they would all start emulating him.
Yeah.
And it would just entirely rearrange the territory to where you have a territory that's not doing that well. I saw him do it to territory after territory after territory and just explode them by just being that solid and
change the style.
Change the style into believability and suspension of disbelief.
The reason I asked you who you might have taken stuff from.
Not the only, many others too.
Well,
Rapid Ricky Romero. Why did I love Rapid Ricky Romero? Because we go to all of those little towns where they pick cotton, you know, like Littlefield and Hereford, Texas, you know, and I'd go over there. I loved to be on the card with Ricky because there'd just be oodles and oodles of the Spanish population would come out to see him. And I would get on that card, I'd make more money.
There you go.
And then, but what else he'd do is he'd give me an education whenever I was driving down there and driving back. And that's what these guys don't get in this day and age, is we had the automobile, you know. And what was the automobile? Well, if you as a young wrestler, you got shoved into the back seat with a couple other young wrestlers, and the old wrestlers would be up in the front with the seat shoved all the way back, going down the road lecturing you about what you did right and what you did wrong in your match, and it was a great education and a wonderful way to travel and a wonderful way to live.